Recovery doesn't happen in isolation. Healing is a family journey.
My name's Priscilla and I live in Peyton, Colorado currently. I grew up in Larkspur, Colorado with a structured family, lower income, but definitely had structure, definitely learned how to work for the things that I wanted in life, knew that hard work could get you anywhere. And I have 3 siblings, a brother that's 13 years older than me, a sister that's 4 years older than me, and a little brother that's 3 years younger than me. I had more senses than a normal person, I guess. I always had that third eye open, and some people call it a blessing. Sometimes it's a curse, and I didn't understand why I was different, but I understand more now. I was in special education, so I take twice as long to grasp something or learn something than a normal person. My parents drank, my mom very seldomly, and they smoked marijuana, but I never saw any wrong with it. Yeah, the first time I smoked methamphetamine, I was 9 years old. Probably the first time I smoked marijuana, I was like 3 years old and I could barely even light a lighter myself, but I was always like that sneaky kid that got into things, or I was just very rebellious, you know? I learned the hard way. I chose the hard road, definitely.
A mother of 7, Priscilla lost custody of 6 of her 7 children during her 20-year struggle with addiction. Her youngest, now just 16 months old, became her turning point.
I always did drugs, but I didn't let people know. I was the rebellious type where I led this secret life, you know, whether it was, I was like June Cleaver in the daytime while people were paying attention, and then I had that dark side of me, whether I was running from the police to see what they were made of, or just pushing things to the limit like an adrenaline junkie. And so my secret came out that, you know, I was intoxicated on methamphetamine. So my children were taken away from me. I was never offered Priscilla, here, we want to get you into a rehabilitation, or we have these resources. I didn't know about a lot of those things, and nobody offered them to me. It was, you're a bad mother, you're never gonna see your kids again. And after I got my children taken away, I felt like I lost my heart and soul. So that's where I felt very lost in life, and I lost touch with myself. I felt like I had no heart and soul. And almost I don't care if I live or die, what's the worst that's gonna happen to me? I fell in love with being incarcerated because of that structure and those positive affirmations and everything like that. Listen, last time I was incarcerated, they told me I was pregnant with my baby, and yeah, and they were like, and you're on methamphetamines. And through prison, I was there long enough to make sure that I manifested what I wanted. I found that support. I was no longer judged.
After her release from incarceration, Priscilla, gravely ill and expecting her 7th child, took the first step toward recovery. Support came from someone she never expected, and it changed everything.
And they knew I wanted my baby. They're up until, I didn't know how far along I was. I mean, somebody that I sold drugs to ended up taking me to the hospital because my kidneys were septic, and I was literally gonna die at this person's house, and they knew that I wanted the best. I was poisoned, you know, and yeah, and she was the one that contacted the Don't Look Back Center and was like, I have this friend, and she wants to be sober and wants to have this baby more than anything, and you guys helped me, so please help her. So after I was at the Don't Look Back Center, I had been there for 6 months. I was like, I have to find somewhere else to go. My path is done here. And for the first time in my life, my sister-in-law, Jordan, reached out to me and was like, listen, you can come here and you can stay in our camper. And nobody ever gave me that trust or that encouragement. She was that family that I longed for, really. And without her, yeah, I may not be alive. And so recovery through incarceration and being stubborn, I finally gave that true 150% of myself to that. And yeah, and if it wasn't for me coming to terms and being honest with myself and others, then I don't think that I would ever recover. And I think that there should be more support systems where women can say, hey, I don't have anybody. And I love shooting methamphetamines and I love this, but I need to find a different resource or somebody that I can talk to, and therapists like that.
At 21, Priscilla's oldest son is incarcerated and may face a life sentence. But he still finds strength in his mother's recovery.
I was with my mom, with my little brother, and my little sister, Serenity, until I was 10 years old. And because of drugs, we were pulled out of the home and separated. And it was hard being separated from our mother because not only separated from her, we got separated from each other. It was really hard getting used to coming from a loving home and being put down like that in a place like that. So my mom was able to make contact with us when she came out of prison and she started going to a halfway house. I felt a lot of resentment from my mom. At the time, she stopped doing drugs. She had her own apartment. She was working. She got her own car. Like, it seemed really good. And I'm really proud of her for what she has accomplished since then. She has become the strong woman that I know that she can always be, and that no one gave her credit to be in the first place. She's become the backbone to our family. Now, my mom doesn't just take care of herself and my little brother Joseph. She also has been taking care of me through my incarceration, and then she's also been taking care of my dad, who has cancer, and my little brother Aiden.
We asked Priscilla about her children today.
I think that they're very proud of me. Will they always have that resentment? Absolutely. And they're very entitled to it. And I accept them, and I accept the consequences and the harsh feelings or words. And I broke that bond between us. When I gave up on myself, I gave up on everything. And so never, ever give up. And so recovery is a very big thing to me. I will always be in recovery. I will never be ashamed of who I am or the things that I've done. I'm absolutely remorseful. But if I didn't have that, then I don't know where I would be today. Fight for your life, literally. Because a lot of people don't get another chance. And a lot of children go through things worse than mine did. And so be real. And don't ever be ashamed of who you are or your journey. I'm Priscilla Ann Rock, and I'm tough as a mother.